I was sharing a story with someone this morning, and I realized, for me, it's a really powerful story. It was a game changer for me. And I realized that it was probably something that a lot of you out there can relate to because it's your story too. And so I wanted to share it with you. And I wanted to share it with you now, today. So I am just going all in. And I'm going to let you know that this is really hard for me. And, I try really hard for Steph Cook Wellness to be strong and empowered and empowering to you guys, because that's how I want you to feel. And that's, honestly, that's usually how I feel. But there are moments in all of our lives where we just get knocked down and we get emotional. And so the story I'm going to share with you is one of those moments. And it's hard for me to tell. I haven't shared it with a lot of people. So I'm being very vulnerable with you guys, so be nice. So this is the story about how I learned that in corporate America, I was always going to be another just a number if I let somebody else run the show. So let me set the stage for you. I was 27. I was working as an environmental engineer at an environmental consulting firm. It was work that I absolutely loved. I was working as a manager of a client portfolio, and I was managing a team of a handful or so of scientists and administrative assistants. But I was doing that without the title or the compensation. So, that happens a lot. Prove to us that you can do the job, and maybe we'll give you the job. I got caught in one of those. So if you've ever been in a situation like that, on either end, if you're being managed by someone who's not your manager, or managing people who aren't your direct reports, it can be a really challenging relationship. You don't really have a leg to stand on as the manager sometimes, and it can be really hard to hold people accountable. And you really need a lot of upper management support to make it work. And in my case, it wasn't working. I was not getting the support that I needed, and I was young, and I wanted to be successful, and so, I just took the bull by the horns and said, if no one else is going to do this job, I'm just going to do it myself. And so I did. And I worked like a maniac. And while this was all going on, I was helping my boyfriend at the time, now my husband, renovate a house in Connecticut, which was 2 states away. I was getting a master's degree part-time, which now I don't even use. I was studying for the professional engineer's licensing exam. So my plate was totally, totally full. I pretty much had no time for myself. So anyway, I was in this situation. I was working my tail off. I was exhausted. I was stressed out. I was not taking care of myself. I was eating garbage, the whole nine. I was not exercising, everything. I'm sure many of you have been there before. And at the time, my manager was this senior engineer who was really great technically, not so great from a management perspective. But he and I got along really well. We had a really good rapport. I felt like I could learn a lot from him. I respected him. I trusted him. I felt like I could go to him with anything. And so I used to very often spend afternoons in his office. We would be reviewing projects and talking to the client and things like that. And this one particular afternoon, I was in his office and I was just venting about the situation that I was in, and how I was just so spent, and I didn't think I had anything left. Excuse me. And he looked at me with this really straight face, and he said to me, "Stephanie, sometimes you just need to learn to let things fail." And it was like a total slap in the face. Sitting there, my initial reaction was, holy shit, like, I thought that this guy had my back, and he doesn't even know me. He doesn't even know that that's not the type of person that I am. Does he not see that I am not a quitter? That I am 120%, that I am committed and emotionally invested and want to be uber successful and driven and all these things? Does he not see that? I left his office that day and I was feeling really defeated. And I thought more about the conversation that we had. And what I realized was that it wasn't that he didn't know me at all. He knew me very, very well. And this person that I respected and trusted and, like I said, thought had my back, he was just using me. I was just, at the end of the day, I was just another person to him. And it just became so clear to me. Like, if I can't trust him, if I'm just a number to him, like, what am I to the rest of this organization? And I don't know. That one sentence, sometimes you need to learn to let things fail, it set everything else in motion. It led me down this whole other path. And that's kind of what I really want to share with you guys. So, if that story sounds like you, or like what you're going through, or what you've been through, there is an alternate ending to that story. I can tell you right now that yes, I do still work in corporate America, and I do have a job that meets all of my requirements and makes me happy, and all of that jazz. And it's totally possible. And the path to get there is really clear. But here's the thing, right? When I left that job, I got really introspective and I started to think really hard about what it is that I'm good at, what it is that I love to do, what it is that I hate to do, and what type of situations I don't ever want to be in again. And I made a list of non-negotiables. And I advocated for that list. And I was not going to take a job that did not meet those requirements. I didn't settle. And I think too many of us, we get stuck in this role of just settling for, this is just how it is. And you know what? It's not. That's not how it is. You can define your life for yourself and make it happen. And I have done that, and I am doing that. And it's not easy, but it's feasible. It's 100% doable. And you just have to have faith in yourself. You have to have that list of non-negotiables, and you really have to be your own advocate. No one is going to stand up for you. You have to stand up for you. So, yeah, it actually feels really good to have shared that with you. I hope that if this is your story, that you do see that we can all create a different life, that you don't have to be stuck in that life. And I'm living proof of that. I know how to get there, and I am 100% committed to helping women who are in that situation to get out of it.